and you kind of palm mute it to get that rhythm. Bum bum da bum. Mumford & Sons has a really cool vibe, except you have all these crazy tunings, these difficult tunings that can be hard to play in a set, especially if you're doing something solo. I think I found a way to make that easier. What you need is a Kaiser capo, and you need to change the tuning on one string. So right now, I've got this Kaiser capo turned around backwards so that the small part is just capoing the 2nd fret on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th strings, and I've tuned the G string to an F sharp. And what that gives you is an open E, which is exactly what Mumford & Sons plays many of their songs in, and I'll show you Little Lion Man by the end of the video. That was probably their biggest hit about 10 years ago or so, and all you need is tune that G string down to an F sharp, and you get this open chord here. So let's start with the cave. So in order to play that opening riff, which sounds pretty cool, you start on the 2nd fret relative to the capo on the 4th string and slide up to the 4th. So slide up to the 4th and back, and then play it open 5th string. What I'm doing there is just starting at the 5th string, strumming down to the 3rd, and coming back up. And then this part, you go on the 4th fret. You can just kind of arpeggiate there a little bit. Mess around with different strings. You don't have to get it exactly right. But the 4th fret and skip a string. And for that part, you take your 1st finger on the 3rd fret on the 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 4th fret on, the 2nd fret. Sorry, the capo here kind of messes with things. It's your 1st finger's on the 1st fret relative to the capo. Your 2nd finger is on the 2nd fret relative to the capo on the 5th string there, if you can see that. So all together, that whole phrase, well. Okay, now for the chords part, this is kind of cool. So you get to the I will hold on hope part. So you come all the way up here, and relative to the guitar itself, don't worry about the capo. I'm just going to give you the numbers of the frets here. So on the 9th fret, you put your 1st finger on the 6th string, you put your 2nd finger on the 10th fret, and you can do different rhythms there. You can just strum, and I will hold on hope. You can do a simple rhythm there. You can do a more complicated one, and then all right. So that 2nd chord, 1st finger is on the 5th fret. Your 3rd finger is on the 7th fret on the 3rd string there. So you go from here, and then open. So I will hope, and I will let you choke on that noose around your neck. Okay, so I will hold on hope, let you choke on the noose, and then you just move it up. So that's like your B. This is your A chord. This is your B chord here. You could do them. Well, no, you can't do them like that, because if you're doing it in standard, you could do them this way, but because you have that G string tuned to an F sharp, it won't work, so you have to play them like this. So there's your A, and I'm kind of muting the 5th string. Okay, so that's how you would play that song, and you get back to that part there. So that's a fun one. The chords, again, if you're just looking at a chord chart and you find the song is in E, so your E is just strumming everything open. Your C sharp minor is up here with 1st finger on the 6th string on the 9th fret, your 3rd finger on the 10th fret on the 3rd string. You got a B, you move it down, 7th fret. This one's same strings. This one's on the 9th. And then you move it down again. It's an A. You can also make an A like this. So that's to play the cave. If you want to play Roll Away Your Stone, so that one's in that open E as well. What they do, they tune it to open D. So D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. If you want it to sound exactly right, that's how they play it, and then they capo on the 2nd with a full capo. But this, you don't have to change the tuning as much, so that makes it better. So on Roll Away Your Stone, if you look up the tabs, you really can just play it almost like the tabs, the beginning part. So if you look up some tabs for that's in the original tuning of open D, the same frets work, because you're only playing, well, it's the same tuning. So you got open strings at the top, and you got these two that are open. You kind of have to navigate around the capo. If you move it a little bit closer to the fret, then it becomes a little bit easier. And the same chords on that one. Roll Away Your Stone, you're just strumming an open E there. Roll away your stone, roll away mine. So for that one, you got your open E, and then your A, you put your 1st finger on the 3rd fret relative to the guitar, 1st fret relative to the capo here, right there. That is for your A. You put this one on top on the 6th string on the 5th fret. And something's a little out of tune here, but you get the idea. Well, can't figure out what's out of tune. Sounds pretty good though. There we go. So that's how you play that part. So roll away your stone, roll away mine. So for that part, you kind of hammer on the 2nd fret on the relative to the capo, the 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then you go to the string above it. Da 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 da. Roll away your stone, now roll away mine. And we will see what we'll find. And then you go moving on. It's I'm afraid of what I will discover. So you get to do that same B as before, right here. So you got the 7th fret, 9th fret on the 6th and 3rd strings. B, I'm afraid of what I will discover inside. And on that, if you have a bass drum, you can get a foot pedal for a tambourine and one for a bass drum. So you can use a regular bass drum, or if you want to get fancy and buy, they make a porch board bass, which is this thing that plugs into an XLR and it kind of sounds like a bass drum. You can get one of those. you can get an old suitcase and put a pedal on that, and have your bass drum be in the old suitcase and the tambourine, and you can be a one-man band with yourself. It works for a lot of different beats, a lot more than you can imagine. So if you haven't tried that yet, go get yourself a bass drum and a tambourine on a pedal. It's worth it if you've got that much rhythm. So the drums come in there, and you hammer on the second string from the 10th fret up to the 12th fret. So it's, and you got that bass tambourine, and there you go. So that's 2 quick and easy ways to play those songs. Just remember what the chords are: O, E, and then you got your B, you got your A, you got your C sharp minor when you need it, right there. B, A, C sharp minor, open E. So those are your chords for that. And I'll tell you a story. When I was playing at a county fair in a local city, I had this crowd that was gathered, and it was about 10 years ago, and Mumford and Sons was big, so everybody could sing along, everybody knew it. I did those 2 songs, and somebody screamed out, "Little Lion Man," and I had it in the set list, but I didn't have enough guitars. I had one tuned in standard, and I had one tuned to open D. I didn't have one tuned in the open C that Little Lion Man is played in, and so I couldn't do it. I said, well, I'll do it later in the set, but I got to stop and retune. So I stopped to retune, and by the time I turned around, the whole crowd had gone. They had moved off to the fair to have fun, and I lost the moment. So if I had known this back then, I could have had a much better show, because everybody was super into it for those 2 songs. When I stopped to tune, they were like, well, let's go catch some rides, we'll come back. Well, they never came back. So maybe I just stink, I don't know. But probably if I had known how to do what I'm showing you now, I could have saved the day in that situation. So Little Lion Man. Now the original song is in this, it's really kind of an open A minor. If you look up the tuning, it's weird. You tune the top note to a C. It's really a weird tuning. It sounds cool if you get it, but hard to pull off, and especially in a live gig. So you capo, I think, on the 5th fret, and it puts it in the key of D minor. But if you do that and you just play regular chords, it just doesn't sound quite the same. This voicing sounds almost the same. So if you want it to be in the same key as the original, put a regular capo on the 1st and put this one on the 3rd, and then it'll be in that same key. But it's a little easier to sing if you play it here. This will be in C sharp minor. So it's that same C sharp minor I've been showing you there. So 1st finger on the 9th fret, 3rd finger on the 10th. So there's your C sharp minor. So and really, if you play it like this, it gives you a chance to hammer on there. So that opening kind of riff there. My man, you'll never be what's in your mind. The light, man, you're not afraid, you were at the start. Rake yourself and take all the courage you have left, and waste it on fixing all the problems that you made in your own head. It was not your fault but mine. It's your art on the line. Really messed it up this time. Didn't I, my dear? Didn't I, my dear? Love that song. So for this one, your first chord is that C sharp minor I showed you earlier. So 1st finger on 6th string, 9th fret, the 3rd finger on the 10th. If you want to do the little hammer-ons that he does at the beginning, you can make it like this, and you kind of palm mute it to get that rhythm. Bum bum da bum. And then that is just kind of like before. So your 2nd finger on the 4th fret for the guitar, the 2nd relative to the capo, right here on the 4th string, and dun, 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 dun. So you play it, pull, strum once on, once off, and that's that little riff. So pretty difficult rhythms, but pretty fun to play there. So then your verse is just that. And then if you're looking at it, and if it says, this would be like a D minor in the chord chart, so you want to transpose it to C sharp minor. This is C sharp minor, and then here's your B. Remember your B from before. So there's your B. So rate yourself and rake yourself. Take all the courage you have left. So you can make the B here. If you're looking at it on the original, this would be a C, but it's your B, and then you make your A. It kind of works better if you do it this way. You can do this way too. So there's your A. It would be a B flat in the original. A, and you walk down the bass. So 4th fret, 2nd fret, reach around behind the capo, and then open. So rate yourself and rate yourself. Take all the courage you have left. So there you go. That's that part. And then for the chorus, you just got these you whole notes for the strums. It's not your fault but mine. So it's that C sharp minor, not your A fault but mine, and then open E. It was not your fault but mine. It was your heart on the line. Really messed it up this time. Didn't I, my dear? And you go to the B. Didn't I, my dear? You're getting a little distortion there. So it was not your fault but mine. It was your heart on. Nope. Not your fault. Not your fault but mine. It was your heart on the line. Really messed it up this time. Didn't I, my dear? Didn't I, my dear? So you can see you can really get into this with some driving chords in this. It's a really fun song. I hope you'll give it a try. This way you can easily slip it into any normal gig that you have. All you need is a Kaiser capo and detune that one string, and you're good to go. So have fun, keep playing.